What on God's name is going on? I don't understand. Do you guys remember your very first car? I would say most people do. And I do as well, even though it was a car ago. I know I have a problem. Well, I was 16 years old and we had something back then. We didn't have Facebook Marketplace. We had what was called the green sheet, which was printed ads selling cars. And there was an ad for a 1980 Camaro for $1,000. And this was in 1998. You can probably do the math if you really want to. And well, my dad and I went to go look at it, and then I love my dad to death. God rest his soul, but he was not a car guy. He liked cars and he wanted to be a car guy, but it just wasn't in his repertoire. Anyway, we should have passed on that car. It was a giant steaming pile of crap, but I loved it. It was dark blue. It was kind of a hot rod. It died at every single stoplight because the Rochester 2-barrel carburetor was messed up, and it needed a whole lot of work that was well beyond what I knew or my dad knew. And because of that, and the fact that I was a distracted 16-year-old driver, I ran a red light and got in a wreck 3 weeks after having the car. So I have very, very little memories of it, and it totaled the car. Luckily, I didn't get hurt. The person that that hit me didn't get hurt either. But this was a very, very long time ago, and I always loved that car. I thought it was so cool looking. But again, I didn't get to get many memories in that car. Well, for the last, I'm going to say 10 years, I've been looking for another one, and I found one. It's not blue, but it's pretty damn cool. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I really don't have room for this car. I've got a bunch of projects in the shop, and you know, I didn't really have space for it, but when I saw this ad, I just had to have it. This is a 1978 Camaro. It was built in the 90s. So it's kind of the build of car, the quality of car that would have been out in the 90s. So all the parts that are on it are pretty specific to that era. It's got these Krager style, although they're not Kragers. I think they're called Daisies, American racing wheels on it, which I'm not a big fan of. That's going to change one day. It's got the 2.5-inch cowl hood on it, steel cowl hood. It's got the old quick or B&M. I want to say that's a mega shifter, or it says quick, super quick shifter. I don't know, Quicksilver. That's what it says. But the paint's in good shape. It's a super rust-free car, and I bought it from almost Oklahoma, way up in the dry area of Texas, a little bit northwest of Dallas. And I bought it from a guy named Lanny, who was a really super nice guy, and he had some history on it, and it was his buddies before his, and a guy from Australia built this car, and from what I understand, he built the engine for it, or he had somebody build the engine for it, and anyway, it's a cool car, and it's taken quite a while to get it in now running and driving shape. So it does run and drive now, but it was a journey. And this is going to be a little bit different of a video than my normal videos because I did everything all in one video. So this will be a little bit of a longer format. I didn't fix it and drive it home. I didn't have the parts to do that if I wanted to. It needed some hoses, some AN lines, and some things like that. So we did go up to, I forgot which town it was in Texas. But we did go up, pull the trailer, and pull it back home. It was about a 12-hour round trip. But it's here, and here is the adventure. I can explain. Before we explain much, though, we got to get it off the trailer. And then we're going to explain a whole lot. Alright, so here we go. I bought a 78, I almost said El Camino, 78 Camaro. And I bought it without it running because when we tried to fire it up, that line, for the fuel line, decided to be a geyser. And so we decided to abort that. We do know there's a problem with the flywheel. But I got some stuff to kind of band-aid this to try to get it fired up. We also know that the accelerator pump here on this front bowl is leaking. So we're going to disassemble and then throw that all together and try to fire it up. Shouldn't take too long. Well, we got to disassemble Johnny 5. Yeah, that worked. I think, nope, dang the whole, dang it. That's all right. There it goes.
Can you round it out?
Yeah, just round it off. These are always kind of difficult to get back seated because there's no room. All right, and then we need to pull this one off. I'm hoping this will come off and not mess the gasket up. I don't really want to pull a carburetor off another car. I just want to get this to work. Perfect. Yeah, I believe that's exactly what it is. It's a 750. Camel hump heads. Victor Jr. intake, Holly, or
3/4 or is it RV?
it's a 3 7/8, or 1 7/8, or 7/8, just 7/8. These things are barely tight.
Is it a 6/8?
It could be a 6/8.
6/8.
Yeah. And some oomph. Hey, it's got blue gaskets on it. That couldn't have gotten any better. Except I need to pull that. Oh, stay on there. Yay! Sweet. So you see how there's no compression?
Yeah.
Yep. Check it out. There's no compression. It is dead. It's okay, I got parts. So this dude is dead. I don't know if the rear one is bad or not. But we're going to replace this one because it's the primary float bowl. These are pretty easy, as long as the spring's not bad in there. This is a big squirter though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be too big.
Nothing wrong with that.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's pretty hardcore. That thing is done.
Not very flexible.
No. And now,
Vroom.
vroom vroom. Spring's not great. I think we're gonna have to replace that spring, but that works now. I think that spring's wore out.
Yeah. 1990s era boomer.
Yep.
Well,
Boomerific.
Well, that one is probably.
Yeah, that, yeah. Probably about like that. Damn.
Yeah, this will cut it.
Yeah, I'll cut it. We'll see. Scissors.
You got clamps out here?
We do. I was gonna use a socket, but I think we're gonna be okay.
That's why I use probably branded hose clamps. They cost $5 for something that costs 2 cents to produce. But.
Well, these are from AutoZone, so if they go bad, I don't want to misrepresent. All right, let's see if it has a fuel leak.
Oh yeah.
Where? Oh no!
That line.
That line is done too. Well, how does that line even work? That line,
One was spewing out of the fibers. It was nice.
we can come. Well, we need another one, but I got another one. How much line do we have? How much did I cut off?
You got enough? Oh yeah, I think we got enough.
Nice. We can come from.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We need to go over here to here. So we need to get down there. And then to here. I don't know what this thing. Oh, it just is. They just got it.
Is that just like a union? Because I see the filter there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a union. It's just a rubber hose. So we're leaking out of this hose.
Can we just go from there?
Well, we're going to come off the filter.
I guess off the filter.
And then straight to here. I can
Do
do
you
have
want to
another
use
one.
your own filter?
What? I don't have my own filter at the moment.
Oh, you don't have extra filters? I thought you
No, not at the moment. We will, though. But we can come right off the back of that and go straight to this.
just bypass.
That's why I bought 3 of them.
Adapter fitting thing.
And then maybe the other 2 are leaking and then we're screwed. So we'll see. All right, round whatever. This is new. I had this laying around. This is the 8-8 to -6 adapter we had laying around. A 9-degree to a barb to hose. Now we're going to see if this works. Yeah, which test is this number?
Alright.
Oh, now it's coming out of the right here.
Oh,
It might be float might be stuck. All right, let's try it again.
Oh, now it's spewing out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's out.
Where's it spewing out from?
Right here. Right there. It's like a little.
Oh. Okay. From the gasket?
From right here.
Looks like it's almost split there. I wonder if I can just move it.
It's not spewing anymore.
Nope. That gasket needs to get wet. Is it?
Yeah, that's why.
Is there anything in the back? Yeah, it's just seeping out there, huh?
Can you tighten that?
Huh?
Can you tighten this or no?
That's the float, so sort of, but not really. But we can try. Probably shouldn't use this for this, but I'm going to anyway.
Yeah, buddy. This is a shop.
Here, hold this. Okay. All right. Did that do it?
Do it. No, it's not. Nothing.
All right.
It's dry.
Do we have squirter? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Give me a squirter.
should we try to see what happens?
Yeah, I'm ready to burn off my eyebrows.
All right. Well, let's not do that. One thing we do know is it's supposed to make a horrendous noise when we go to start it. So, let's find out. This is my first time sitting in the car. What? Yep. All right. I don't think it's getting spark. It is spinning though.
Spinning.
It needs a little bit more horsepower, it seems, to spin. I need to make sure that this right here is tight.
I don't know if that's... Oh, yeah, they may go to the MSD.
That's what I'm thinking. I'll put it back like that and see what that does. That starter doesn't sound that bad. Well, I guess I can get the battery out of the Nova. I don't know if it's any better. I don't think there is either.
Like it's not even trying.
New battery. Fuel source. That's good. Hang up on the brake clean. Oh.
A little bit.
It's weird that it wants a whole bunch of pumps. It shouldn't be that hard to start.
Either the MSD is shit or the carburetor's shit.
I think the carburetor is a poo-poo. Yeah, it's not running great. It's not really running at all.
It's kind of wanting to and not.
Yeah, there's no throw on that cable either. I don't know what that's all about. Is that, oh, it's wired wide open. Any leaks anywhere? Just double check while we're at it.
No.
It's definitely cold-blooded. the throttle's all f***ed up. Make sure there's nothing leaking under the car. Hey, can you look under the car and make sure nothing's leaking? I smell like something like smells like fire, but it might just be dust. You know where the throttle is? Yeah.
No, not really. I can hold it.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I'll hold it.
It's right here.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Let me find a screwdriver. It stinks, but it's running.
There's a lot of dust as well.
Yeah. It runs.
What's the temp?
Just like 150, something like that.
Just making sure it's not.
Yeah. Oh, brakes are awful.
You know, like that.
Brakes are awful.
There may not be fluid in it.
Right. Well, it runs.
Runs.
It needs sorted pretty bad. It needs a lot. Let's see what these
Let's see what the brake fluid.
brakes look like, because it doesn't feel like there's any brake fluid in there. There's brake fluid in there, but I don't know where it's going. It goes almost all the way to the floor.
Yeah.
Almost all the way to the floor.
Replace the wheel cylinders, right?
Yeah.
Back when? Makes me wonder.
It needs to at least be bled, but it's probably time to go through all the hoses, all the brakes, front to back. It's finally starting to get a little better out in the mornings out here, but I said I would explain. So here we go. I'm going to explain. This is my new, to me, 1978 Camaro. It's in my favorite color, red, and I just bought it yesterday. I did buy it without it running, and as you can see, it runs. So that's a good thing. Took a little bit to get running, but we got it there. But here's the deal. I bought it from the owner, who has had this car for at least 27 years. Maybe even longer than that. And so that means it was built around 1998, 2000. It's got a small block in it with a small block turbo 350 transmission. And it's a really nice car. It's super solid. There's no rust, which is almost impossible on these cars. And that's probably why I bought it. You know, I saw the pictures. I saw how solid it was. I went back and I, kind of looked through some of the seller's post, and I found this car posted on his Facebook like 15 years ago. So like the story checks out, and it's super, super nice. It's definitely been painted, and I'll go over that here in a minute. But you just don't find them in this condition. So now, if you guys are pretty observant, you can tell that we may have a tire problem, and I don't think we're driving it for at least a while until at least we get some tires on it. Now, it needs some other things that we discovered yesterday, so we'll go over that. But let's kind of walk through it. It's got an all black interior, and from what I have figured out, it is an original interior. It's only got one small rip on the seat. The cluster says it has 50,000 miles, and I think it would be hard to argue that. It has been painted. It's got the drop-in B&M ratchet shifter kit that these things could have back in the day, which looks better than the factory shifter, but it still is a little dated. It has what I call daisy wheels. I don't know what the original name of it is. This would have been big stuff back in 98 to 2000. It's almost like a Krager SS wheel. And, they're okay. I don't really care for them, but they do fit this car for the way it's built right now. Additionally, it's got this cowl hood, which when I was 16, when this car would have came out, I would have loved this cowl hood. I would have thought it was so cool, but now that I'm a little older, I don't care for it as much. Now it's going to stay on the car because it's paint matched and it's red. But it is a steel cowl hood, and it's super heavy to get open, but we'll work on that a little bit later. It's got 295 rear tires, which was the thing back then, and a little bit of a rake. So it's up a little bit more in the back than it is in the front. And the thing is, like I said, this car being built in 98 to 2000, somewhere in there, this is how you built them. This was the thing. This was what was popular. It's not what's popular today, but it was popular back then. This car would have been a very desired car. People would have seen this and been like, that is a badass car. Now, I still think it's a badass car, but I would like to make some updates for it on this. So let's chat a little bit. My very, very first car was a 1980 Camaro. It was a blue Berlinetta Camaro. My dad had bought it for $1,000. It had a giant rust hole in the floor, a 305, and an automatic transmission. My dad, bless his heart, loved him to death. He was not a mechanic. He never worked on cars. He wanted to work on cars, and he had a passion for cars, but he was just not talented in that way. He was a professional musician, which I've got a little bit of that from him as well. But mechanic he was not, so he was talented in other areas. And it had a Rochester 2-barrel that didn't run right. And that car, I had it for about 2 weeks because I got T-boned. I don't even have a single picture of that car. And I would have to hold the gas and the brake at the same time at a stoplight, because otherwise it wouldn't run. I didn't know how to rebuild a car back then. I didn't know anything about all that, and that's probably all it needed, and or how to set it up or anything to that extent. And combination of that and me being a 16-year-old and a distracted driver while eating French fries, I ran a red light and totaled the car. So how I didn't get hurt, I don't know, because that A pillar or B pillar was probably 8 inches in, but I didn't get hurt at all. Flipped around, broke the axle off on the back wheel, and yeah, it was not a great experience. But I've always wanted another Camaro. Now I've been looking for a second gen Camaro just about any years. Of course, my favorite's a 70 to 73 or the 78 to 81. I love this body style. The ones in the middle are still pretty cool, but I like the I guess you could call it bookend body styles better. And saw this one on Facebook Marketplace. I thought it was a pretty good deal, and we jumped on it. Now, we got there. This was 5.5 hours away from here to go pick this thing up, and we were hoping we could, drive it enough to get it on the trailer. But like I said, everything was leaking on the fuel system side. So we've got it fixed, as you guys have already seen. So to definitely drive a little bit around the yard, but I'm going to have to probably make some AN lines and some stuff for it. So that's on the table to do. There's quite a bit to do. There's quite a bit to do. And in this video, I'm going to shoot this long form, kind of a little vice grip garage style of what it takes to get it all back on the road. So this morning, I'm going to, what am I going to do? I got to figure that out. Oh yeah, I'm going to get it in the shop. That's my MO here. But before we do, why don't we look in the trunk. There's some extra parts in the trunk. We'll see what we got going on there. I can't get this to open, so that's going to have to be broken off. Done it before. It's not the best, but you can see in here there's no rust. I just cleaned out a bunch of dirt from when I washed it yesterday. It probably needs to be cleaned out again. Just from dirt from sitting on it for so long, it drains back down. This looks to be like a replacement, and so does the hood. The hood is definitely a replacement. It's a cowl, but they did a good job when they painted this car. They painted the jams. They took all the body panels off. I can see inside the fenders are red, and you cannot tell that this was originally a bright yellow car. So how do I know that? Give me a second. Let me open the hood. Like many of the 60s and 70s GM cars, it has a fender tag, and it's underneath the cowl right here. So like underneath this area. It might even be better to come from here. And if we look at it, we have a W51L and a W51U. So that's upper and lower, I believe, or vice versa. And 51 equates to yellow. So that it is a 51 car, bright yellow. There's no designation here, so it's not a Z28. That's what that means. The rest of the stuff is like where it was built, when it was built, 78 up here. And then I believe this B means black interior. So we know that it's a black interior originally, bright yellow car. Base model, I think they called it a sport coupe. So there's not a lot to it. They all mostly came with, as far as I know, they came with bucket seats and a center console. The interior looks to be original, like I said. It shows about 51,000 miles. I'm not sure if you can see that. But yeah. And if we look back in here, it's got a big aluminum radiator. It's got fans on this side, but they're not kicking on. And then we have all of our MSD wiring and stuff. So I'm probably going to eventually get in here and look at this stuff and make sure it's like up to Ryan grade wiring stuff, because I'm pretty particular about that. But it does run. It doesn't run too well. It's got a surge at idle. It has timing gears in it, so it sounds like it's got a blower on it. I don't know if I want to pull a valve cover off now or later. I want to see what's underneath it. I don't know what kind of cam it has. Victor Jr. intake. It's got a Holley double pumper on it, but that thing needs some work. It's very, very difficult to start. It needs a lot of fuel, and that's kind of an odd duck thing to have to do. So, yeah, I think the master cylinder is bad. There's really a lot of travel until you get close to the firewall, and then it locks up. So I'm thinking there's something going on there. The throttle cable, which this is something the owner told me, it will floor the car, but it's way early than the firewall. So there needs to be some adjustment there. Something's not the angle, the trajectory, something's not very happy when it comes to that. It does have a kickdown cable hooked up. It's a Turbo 350. I'm not sure how necessary that is. Usually there's a transmission. I believe there's a vacuum line, but I may be wrong. I know there is on a 400. It's got a set of headers on it. They look like they've been VHT coated or old school ceramic coated. And some of that's coming off, but it's not too bad. Old school Blaster 2 MSD coil, MSD Pro Billet distributor, which is good stuff. I don't know if they have the timing locked out or not. There's definitely no vacuum advance back there. And our MSD is right here with a 7,000 chip in it. So it's got a pretty hefty chip in it. The guy I bought it from, great guy. His health just kind of got to the point where he couldn't take care of the car anymore. He couldn't get in and out of it. So that's why he decided to move it on. So we made that trip. We were about an hour from Oklahoma. It was a long day. He had said that, like I said, the flywheel was chewed up, but when I heard it starting yesterday, I'm actually not that concerned about it. It's not the noise that I thought he was talking about. And we do have another starter that I will probably be putting in it. It sounds like it needs to be shimmed. It doesn't sound that bad to me. So, yeah, this should be a fun project. We'll get it in the shop here. That'll be fun. We'll see how that goes. I got to go move some stuff first, so let's go do that. All right, I had stolen the battery out of the Bel Air to try to get it to fire yesterday, but it just didn't quite have enough. I'm hoping it'll be enough to get the Sonoma started, because the Sonoma starts very, very easy now after I replaced the starter that was the problem the whole time. So we'll see if we get just enough to get this cranked, and if it does, we'll get it moved. Please work. Please work. There we go. I have not started this car in a week. That's how I want the Camaro to start. Carburetor's jacked up. Damn it. Well, I'm learning that long form filming may be a disaster with the equipment I have, because when I was trying to move this, which is now in the shop, you can see it's in the shop now, right? As soon as I finally got the car running, this GoPro here that I'm filming on right now decided to, because it got too hot. That's not convenient. I live in Texas. It's always too hot. So, yeah, I'm going to have to figure that out. And I'm not filming on, like, I think I'm filming at 1080p, so it's not like I'm taxing the camera that much. So I really don't know what to expect. That's kind of weird to me, but oh well. What's done is done. We got it in the shop. I don't know what you guys heard before, so I'm going to find out either, because my look down and my microphone was off. But here's what I do know, is the pump shop for this front accelerator pump, either the spring's too weak or something, but it basically is not squirting. It'll squirt the back, but it's not squirting the front. And so it's relying on the back to do the fuel. So that's a lot of the problem. So I think it's time to order a trick kit for this thing. I wish there's just, you know, this is not excellent. The only thing I could think of is it too short? Is it the wrong one? Is the spring supposed to be bigger? I don't know. I'm going to go look on the Nova here in a minute and see if there's much difference in that. But I need to get the Nova inside. But the car's inside. So that's fantastic. Now my next journey is to probably try to get this thing. I moved it up a little too much. It needs to go back some. But these wheels have 5 lock nuts on each wheel. And I'm not about that life. So I need to pull one of these off at least so I can order lug nuts. But then I need to get this thing on jack stands, see what we're looking at underneath it, and then get all the wheels off. So we can kind of play with tires. Up there, the very top up there, I should have, yep, right there, my Nittos. My 275 Nittos, and they're going to go on the back of this thing for a while, which should be fine. It's going to look better than the 295s that puff out a whole bunch. So I think that'll be a bit of an improvement. And then I'll have to go find some tires for the front. So, yeah, let me pull off one of these lug nuts, look at it, do that, and I'll get back with you guys in a second. So here's the carburetor on my Nova, which is a Holly Street HP 750, and this is the pump shot. Watch this. I'll barely tap it and watch in here for fuel. You see it right there? Barely tap it. So there's no gap in between here, and it's got a good amount of pressure on the spring. So I know that that is one of my problems on this carburetor over here. Definitely a significant problem, for sure, because it doesn't it makes it hard to get fuel in there the way it needs to be to meet the air when you know, there's all this gap in play, and then the spring compresses before it really moves the deal. So I can't even see it spraying in there. You'll have to take my word. Let me see if I can get a light. I don't know if I can or not. Let's see if we can do that. It's spraying, but not a lot. Or maybe not enough. Yeah, that's the way it should spray. So, that's one of the problems. So I'll have to figure out what I want to do with that. My microphone is dead, so I apologize for the audio quality. But, good news. The wheel locks are in the car. They do fit. And I'm going to try to get these guys loose by hand, because I think that doing it 20 times, the impact will not be happy, will make it not happy, is what I mean to say. So, what kind of lug nuts do I need? Acorn. Oh, maybe let's not do that. Okay. Well, that's good. Just need a acorn lug nuts. I need to buy some or find some, see if I have some here. Alright, I think things have cooled off with the GoPro, but I got the car in the air, got the wheels off, and look at these fantastic tires. The rears you can't tell that much bad about other than they're rotted in between the treads, but the fronts, it's kind of like popcorn, you know? I'm afraid to touch them. I'm going to try to find my valve stem core and let all the airs out of them so they, all the air out of them so that we're good. Got long guys here and it's really loud, but I'm not sure if you can hear them or not, so if you can, my bad. But now this thing does not want to roll, and it seems like these brakes are kind of locked up. So I'm going to do the thing that I know to do and just beat the hell out of them with the hammer and see if that helps bring these drums off, because I want to take a look at things because the brakes don't work very well. So let's look at that. I'm going to take this 5-pound sledge and I'm going to try to knock them in between all these the best that I can. Okay, we're getting there. Here it goes. There we go. So these probably definitely need to be adjusted, and I probably could have tried that, although the hole's filled up on this side. No, yeah, it's not punched out because the that'll go back on now. This is probably not. Yeah, they need to be adjusted. All right. It's been a few days since I've worked on the Camaro. I've kind of picked at it here and there, but I haven't really full on worked at it. But I got some parts in, so we're gonna do that, do some more. I'm gonna work on it some more, right? I'm starting to realize this thing reminds me a lot of my Nova. And if y'all don't know about my Nova, it's a 68 Nova. It was taken off the road before I bought it. And I don't remember if it's 89 or 88. We got the window sticker right here. Yep, 89. And this is kind of a day 2 build, 1989 build. Has some decent parts on it for the time frame. Well, the Camaro, same. I'm starting to find out that this motor could be pretty tough. And kind of just looking over some of the parts that are on it, they're very cream of the crop for the mid to late 90s. So what have I found? Well, we already knew it had a Holley double pumper on it, which is sitting over here in a bath, a chem tool, because I'm going to try to go through that thing maybe tomorrow. And then come to find out, it's got Urson 1.6 roller rockers on it, and they're full roller rockers on it. Screw-in valve studs, guide plates, that's all good. Also, if y'all can see that right there, hopefully you can, that's a head stud. So this thing has head studs on it. Victor Jr. intake. You're not gonna be able to see it, but it's got a real nice fluid dampener on it. We already knew it had timing gears. I don't know if anything's have been done with the heads. They're 70s 194 heads. The date code on them is 97, I believe. You can see that there. E307, the last number is 7. It's upside down probably to you. If the part number said 0, it would be perfect for the motor that's in the Nova, because that would be actually a LT1 head, that's a Gen 1 LT1 in that car. But it's not. I was hoping so I could pull these guys off and throw it on there, but these were 1977. I don't know if there's been any work done to them. There could have some port work, I'm not sure. I do know that the block was decked. There's no identifying numbers on the stamp pad over here. So yeah, I'm finding out cool little things about it. You know, it already had the MSD, and it has an electric Holley blue fuel pump, I believe it is. All of which are wired from the 90s. So I'm going to be updating that as we go along, because I need relays on all this stuff. I need a relay on the fuel pump. I need a relay on the MSD. There is a relay over there. I have a feeling it's for these electric fans that are down in here. But I don't know. I have to kind of go through some things. But what I'm doing today, and I won't bore you guys too much with it, is I'm putting plugs in it. So I've got some, these are some Autolite plugs. I got some R45TS AC Delcos that are going to go in it. That's just kind of what I put in these small blocks. They have a tapered seat, which should be fine for the 70s heads. They don't need a gasket. So I'm going to throw those in, and then we're going to work on some brakes, because the brakes are awful. They're really, really bad. And my plan is to replace all the hoses on the brakes and then try to bleed it and see if it bleeds well. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, we're probably going to need a master cylinder. It's soft pedal until all the way till the end. So that's a problem. We got to fix that. Also, the MSD Blaster Dual Coil is still available, but this was like when they first came out. It's got a Pro Billet distributor on it. Like, these are all like the hot stuff for the 90s. And these ignition wires, which could be really old, but if they may still be okay. I don't know if they get bad with age or not, unless they start cracking, which I'm not seeing any cracking on these, but there are a couple that lay pretty close to the header that make me nervous. I've got a new throttle cable set up that I'm going to try to use. I'm going to delete the kick down for the Turbo 350 because it's kind of just not necessary, especially if you have like a shifter in here that you can just pop it down. Sometimes it's real dependent on vacuum and unpredictable on the spring anyway. So I'm going to pull that off. But yeah, we're going to get around to it. It's probably going to be another week or so until we get this thing kind of out on its own. Oh, also, I took the liberty to go and get the tires changed. So now I have drag radials on it. Got some street tires for the front. They're on these wheels, which I'm not a fan of. So eventually that's going to change. But probably not before we get it on the road. So, yeah, let me change out these plugs. Well, good morning. I got up today. It was our first kind of taste of fall. Real low humidity. It was in the 60s, and I got after it. And it was a good day to do that. So, did some things off camera. First of all, I got rid of these old, maybe not too old, but rubber lines, and I've replaced them with some stainless steel ones. I don't know if you guys can see that in the darkness, but they're there, front and back. And I bled it all. I even had to fix one of the lines for the differential that comes from the union that goes all the way to the passenger side brake cylinder. It was fully pinched. But I was able to stretch that out, cut it off, put a new flare on, double flare it. We're good so far. I haven't seen any leaks dropping down yet, and the pedal feels a whole lot better than it did before. So we are making some progress. I still have some like hoses to replace and things like that, but I'm not there yet. What I'm doing now is I just got done taking my carburetor parts out of the carburetor cleaner, and well, I'm getting ready to assemble them. So in just a minute, this thing will all be a carburetor again. Let me try that again. Here we go. It's all done. It's ready to go on the car. I also kind of got under it, or not kind of got under it. I pulled the seat out so I could get under the dash. I'm going to have to rewire the fuel pump because it's just going to ignition hot, but I needed to put the stock throttle cable on, which is this. Just because I don't like the other one. It has a very short throw. It's not right. It's not, something's wrong. But I've seen pictures of these cars with this bracket, which I bought from Amazon. Whoop. And stock throttle. So we're going to try that out. So let me throw the carburetor on and we'll test fire it on. The goal is that it fires up a whole lot easier than it was before. We'll see if that happens. No clue. But new plugs, carburetor rebuilt. It could be very helpful. It may not do much. We'll find out. Sorry, it's probably a little loud from the fan, but I wanted to try to get any noise that we could. I think we're good. We got all the fuel system hooked up. I'm gonna make sure I didn't unhook it anywhere else. Yeah, that's still good. Let's turn the ignition on just to make sure there's no fuel leaks. Let me do the old taparooski on the bowls. And we'll keep it on. Hearing fuel come up. Oh boy, stuck fuel. So, the the float stuck there. Jesus, that's a lot of gas. So I think I have something messed up with the bowl. So I need to take the bowl off. This is gonna be a lot of fuel coming out. Okay, there's nothing there. Now we need to do the bottom. I think I've got something holding the float down, which is my whole problem. What do I got? Oh wow. Thought I had set the bowl, but I just replaced the needle and seat for the other one. We're way off. Let me see what I can do about that. I got a little bit of a mess, but what I did is I took my old 2-barrel carburetor and I pulled the float out of it. There's something wonky with the spring on this one, and I'm not sure if it just wasn't working right or what, but I just did a test. I turned on the fuel pump, and we no longer have fuel spewing out. So I'm going to double check everything real quick, make sure we don't have any other fuel anywhere. And it is the next day, if I hadn't said that. We let everything evaporate this morning, and I'm going to see if it'll start easier. I have no idea if it will or not. I just went over the firing order, and it's correct. 18436572. Now I'm going to loosen the distributor up some, which has got a 12 point on it for some reason. And it's a 1/2 inch too. Dang it. Let's see if we can't get this guy to move some. What? What on earth? What size is that, dude? I don't know if I have a 7/16. Who decided to put a 12 point on this thing? Jesus. Well, I got it. I moved it back a little bit. I just want to see if that does anything different. the brakes back on. But that's an improvement for sure. Big time improvement. The timing must be way off on this thing. But hey, now I can get the fire up. That's a big deal. It's a big, big deal. Let's see if it'll fire up again without the vacuum leak. Okay, we're on to something. We are on to something. That's fantastic news. We adjusted the timing, which I should have put it together when it's backfiring at the carb. The timing might be an issue, but it fires up on the twist of the key now, which is good. It seems like the cap is loose, so I'm gonna need to look into that. And then we got a whole bunch of maintenance to do. I need to change the oil. I need to change all the rubber lines for the fuel system. I'm going to build a AN line for this. And yeah, I mean, there's a few other things to do that I'm not having on my head right now. So right now I'm going to shut it down and clean up because I'm actually going on a trip. And I won't be able to get back to this until we're back from the trip. And this can be a long video, so I don't know how long it is already. But when we get back, the wheels go on it, the maintenance gets done, and then we take it on its first test drive. That's the goal. That'll be the goal for the video. So I'll see y'all when I get back. It's been about a week since I've been working on the Camaro, and well, me and my wife took a little over a week vacation in Iceland, and it was just glorious. If you're ever thinking about going to Iceland, do it. You will not regret it. However, now I'm back and I'm reassessing what's going on with the car. So there's came out here a couple nights ago, and I kind of just let my mind run away with some things. So I knew that I had an issue with the number 4 spark plug basically hitting the header. And you can actually see that here. Where's it at? Oh, I guess it's the number 6 spark plug hitting the header. And you know, it's been hitting the header for a while, and so that's not a good thing. And I do have a new set of plug wires for it, but what I wanted to do is make sure I could try to find a way to make sure that I had some clearance. And so I got the ball peen hammer out and the torch out, and we dented up that sucker quite a bit. You can see it there. But it fits really, really well now, so that's good. But when I pulled the header off, I knew I had a bit of a header leak. And let me show you guys what we have going on here. You can see in this corner here, there's black as evidence. There's some evidence here as well. These are square manifold gaskets, and they do not seal on the surface here for the more oval headers. Now the heads are square or rectangle, but they're not oval. But anyway, long story short, these do not work with these, and that is something that the previous owner told me. So I ordered some new header gaskets. Well, while I was at it, I was like, well, let's play around with the starter, and I started installing the new starter that came with the car, which is this guy right here, which is kind of like a Astrovan starter. and it made the exact same noise. So then I bought some shims and I shimmed it, and then I made it worse. Come to look underneath the engine, and the flywheel that I thought was good is definitely not good. It is chewed up pretty bad. So transmission has to come out. And while I'm at it, I'm kind of looking at some things. I've got some of the wire pulled out. These are going to electric fans down here. And then it's probably real hard for you guys to see, but you might be able to see it over here. We've got rubber lines, hose clamps to hard lines for transmission lines going to the cooler. And if their PSI is rated high enough, that can work. However, I'm not comfortable with it. So while I'm at it, I'm going to put some new AN lines on for the cooling lines for the transmission. I'm probably going to also order a transmission cooler because that's a barb style transmission cooler, and I need one that's going to have -6 AN fittings. So there's a lot going on. But my priority today is I need to pull this transmission out. I actually, on the way home from buying this car, I stopped at Summit Racing and I bought a SFI small block Chevy flywheel. So once I get the transmission out, we'll look at pulling the flywheel off, and then we'll compare the two, and then we'll go from there. So I'm not going to bore y'all with pulling the transmission out because that is a bit of a task to do by yourself. But it should be the same process for pulling any transmission out. We're going to pull the converter bolts, which seem to be loose, by the way. We're going to pull the bell housing bolts. I got to pull the other exhaust down and get it out. So once I get it ready to come out, we'll catch back up with you and video me pulling it out. Otherwise, this video would probably be 6 hours long. So I tried to film dropping the transmission out of the car. However, when I pulled the last bolt out, it said it was ready, and I was in a conundrum. So I had to do my best to gently drop it to the ground. I think it fell about an inch, but we're out. And it wouldn't have been that bad, but the H-pipe was kind of in the way for the car. So that is what it is. But now let's get under it. Let's pull this flex plate. I always call it a flywheel. Flex plate out. Compare it to the new one and look at the chewed up fun stuff of it real quick. All right. To pull it off, not to put it on, but to pull it off, I got the big dog out here. It's a 3/4 inch bolt, I think. Is it? Maybe not. Maybe it's not. Maybe I got the wrong size. We'll find out. No, it's the right size. There we go. Flex plate bolts are out. Oh, that hurt. Ow, that hurt. Flashlight hit me in the face. But you know, these things happen. Yeah, I think it's stuck on there. What on God's name is going on? There's just a bunch of dirt. I don't understand. All Alright guys, I have no idea why this guy's being so stubborn. But man, it really is. Ooh, that helps. Seems to. Walk this thing off. I need more light. Try that. Is it going? I feel like we're getting close. Never had to walk a flex plate off like this before. This is wild. Starting to come off. Wow. There we go. All right. Yay. I think kicked my butt a little bit, but let's take a look at the flex plate and see what we got going on. When I first looked at it, in about this area, and I was like, that looks good. I'm not even going to pull that out. But yesterday, I found that. I don't know if y'all can see that. It is chewed up really, really well here. I don't know what happened. That is definitely a problem. You guys can kind of look at it there. Look at it straight on. Yeah, that's that's less than desirable. The thing got chewed up. I do see that the car scraped pretty good. I wonder if it scraped the flywheel while it did that. I don't think a starter did that. It's only in one area. But I bought one on the way home because the guy that owned the car before me said, hey, that thing's bad. You should probably get one. So I did anyway, and I'm glad I did. I was going to return it. Glad I didn't return it, but I got a new. And this is a SFI flywheel. So it's a little thicker, a little bit better. And we should be good to go. So I'm thinking, there's your SFI sticker. This one says engine side down there, so we need to make sure that this side faces the engine. These guys are poked out a little bit to meet the converter, and we'll be good to go. So I'm gonna take a break because I've been going at it pretty hard before I put this thing in. Get the bolts ready too. I need to put some Loctite on them when I put them back on, and then we'll be good to go. All right, y'all, the flex plate is in. I had to install it twice because I'm a bozo and I had it backwards the first time. But I immediately noticed that it starter's in, and I have all 3 shims in, and I'm gonna need more shims. It's gonna need some more shims. Watch. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Come with me. Come on, let's go. Go on the negative side. And listen to this, it still doesn't sound fantastic. Maybe. 2 hands. Is it all the way in? There we go. Here we go, listen. Actually, it sounds worse than it did that last time. Yeah, I think it needs more shim. I think it needs more shim. I might pull 2 out just to see what it sounds like for the heck of it. But I'm pretty sure it needs more shim. All right, well, I was right. It sounded worse with all the shims in there than it did before when I was playing around with it. So at first I had put 2 shims in, 2 thick ones, then I put the third one in. And by the time I got to the third one, it sounded worse than the second time I tried it. So now I've got them, pulled them all out, put the thick one in, liked it better, put the middle one in, and I think we're on to something now. Or hopefully you guys can hear this. It sounds wonderful. So that's the whole reason we pulled out the transmission right there. Fixed it. I mean, that flywheel was toast. Flex plate was toast. So I'm done. I'm going to call it a night because I still have a lot of work to do to get this thing back up in the car, and then still a whole lot more work to do to get the car ready to get on the road. So we're getting there. This is a step in the right direction. Well, it's a bright new day here at Racer X Garage, and I've stepped in it today. I pulled the AN fittings out of my Turbo 400 trans that came out of my Dakota because I wanted to use them in the Camaro, and they're supposed to be the same thread pitch, which they are in theory. However, somebody has decided to ramrod NPT fittings in here, which has totally broken off this fitting all up in there. So I gotta try to get some easy outs and see if I can get that dude out. I'm gonna try to get this one out because I'm gonna buy a tap and retap these threads so that I don't have this problem again. But this sucks. Got one fitting out. Easy out's not getting that aluminum out, so we're gonna have to drill and tap that guy. So I guess I should order some parts and then make a plan, because I'm gonna have to do something else because the transmission is not going in until we get all that fixed. Yay! So much fun. I actually did wind up getting some stuff done yesterday anyway. I replaced all the soft fuel lines. I made some plug wires, tightened up a few little things so while I was waiting on parts. But I did order a tap that came with a drill bit yesterday. It's this right here, and it's a 1/4 inch HHS NPS. As far as I know, this is an NPS thread, so it's a straight pipe thread, meaning it does not get tapered and pinch and seal. It is a straight thread. Like, I think it's 1/4 inch by 18. So that's what these are supposed to be. So I ordered a new set of adapters. This is a block off kit for the kickdown cable, because I'm just going to delete the kickdown cable. Yeah, so now I've got a drill, and I'm going to use some grease to try to keep the shavings out of there. Drill and retap the top, and then tap the bottom because it just needs to be cleaned up, and then use the shop vac and pray that we keep shavings out of it the best that we possibly can. So who knows how well we're going to get that done, but this is our only chance to do it, so let's see what we can get done. All right, I have the hole packed with grease. We'll fix that when we get a chance. I've got the drill bit covered with grease. All that is in hopes that we can save the shavings from going inside the trans. So here we go. Ooh, that cut quick. Seems to kind of be working so far. Take a minute, pull the shavings off, and repeat. Shavings control is working. I might need some more rags, but that's working. All right. It's a very sharp bit, so that's good. Jesus. All right, there's still goo in there. We're about halfway down to where we need to be. I think that's pretty much it. Wow. We're gonna be okay, I think. Now it's time to try to tap this thing. I do have a little bit of a paper towel stuffed in that hole to try to catch any extra debris. And I don't know. Gonna put some grease on this guy. Whew, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be real tough. Do it crooked. Oh, look at that. That is going really, really well. I may have got very lucky on this. Holy crap. I'm glad I put that thing down in there because there's a lot of shavings down in it. Not sure how I pulled that off, but if you guys can look down in there, I've got them all rethreaded. This one I just cleaned up the threads. This is rethreaded. There's no shavings in there somehow. Definitely got lucky. And the fittings fit in really well. I just cleaned the surface so the O-ring will seal, and we can move on. We can move on. Woo! All right, today is Wednesday, and I've been at it pretty hard on this car last couple of days. It has turned into much more of a project than I thought it was going to be. It also has turned into a little bit of fun as well, but I think that's in my mind, it's a safety thing because a lot of this stuff needs to be updated so the thing doesn't catch on fire. I would prefer it did not catch on fire. So some of this stuff still has to be updated. I didn't film yesterday. I just, after we fixed the transmission fittings, yesterday I came out here and I busted butt all day on it, and I got the transmission in and hooked up, and the drive shaft in, and the cross member done, and the converter in, and Loctite on the converter nuts, and all that went pretty well. My shoulders are absolutely wrecked, but you know, we got it done. So now we can check that off the list. I have not ran transmission lines yet, so that's something I'm going to do today. And now I just got a whole bunch of little stuff to do, and I'll show you all that. You know, I got all that to do, all of it. So yeah, I got a little bit more of a busy day ahead to get some stuff done. I'm hoping to get it done by this weekend. This video probably won't be out by this weekend. It's October 15th today. But this is going to be a long video, and maybe you guys are liking it. Let me know how you're liking the longer format. But check this out. So I hooked the battery up, transmission is, like I said, and now listen to it when it starts. It sounds like a normal starter. It's not trying to rip the flex plate apart, so that's good. So yeah, I need to get on making some AN lines. One thing that I also did was yesterday is I mounted this trans cooler here. I've got two brackets on it, one that goes to here, one goes to like one of the bumper supports, and actually it's good because it reinforced this, because this kind of goes to nowhere. So now it'll be nice and solid and rigid when we go to close the hood, which this hood is giant. So anyways, I'm going to get after it today. I'll probably just give you guys some updates rather than a whole bunch of how-to kind of things. And yeah, we'll go from there. Well, I just got done doing my favorite thing, making AN PTFE lines. It's just so much fun. The transmission lines are ran. The plan worked like I wanted it to. I could put a couple pieces of 1/2-inch heater hose. I did that in the area back there, but you're not going to be able to see it. But it fits over. I don't know where to put it. Oh, there it is. It fits over the -6 line really well. So it's just 1/2-inch heater hose. It makes a good barrier for areas that are a little bit suspect that you don't want to rub through. So I've got a couple of pieces down here by the frame. I have put the header in place and test fit it. I've got it out of the way now because I'm rewiring the starter. Speaking of wiring, I decided to, I just went down, it just got out of hand. Pandora's box real quick. What a disaster the wiring is. Splices upon splices upon splices upon splices upon splices. Unnecessary things. And this is I think factory from the Camaro, or from GM I should say. But you've got a union here with 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side, 1 on this side. One of these wires goes to the alternator, the other wire goes to this AC fuse relay. I think it's a relay. The other one goes to the alternator again for some reason, which I think that's been doctored. That shouldn't be like that. It should be as far as I know, that should be an ignition hot, unless this one is ignition hot, unless it's a sensor. Yeah, there's just a whole lot going on here. And one of them went to the starter. This one went to the starter. So I'm making a plan to simplify that and eliminate a lot of that. They do have electric fans on here. I tested that the relay was bad, so they were not working. However, they don't do much. They don't do much at all. So I don't know how beneficial they will be. Plus, we have an old school style flex fan on here, which I think you guys can maybe see through there. Hot Rod, not Hot Rod, it was Engine Masters. Prove these do absolutely nothing. They don't do anything. They're terrible at cooling. They don't save you any power. And yeah, so I'm going to have to figure out a different solution for all of that. It's a pretty big radiator. I might just look at going into an electric fan or something, but we'll see. But I did test the wiring and I got it all to work, but I don't know if I'm going to keep it or what. Ignition wiring was kind of, it's not exactly terrible, but they do have it grounded down here, which is actually kind of a no-no. You want to use the battery for the ground on the MSD because it creates basically a filter to get rid of any possible extra noise in the system. Learned that from the EFI stuff. So I'm going to probably be running that to ground and then rewiring all this stuff. For the most part, it's not bad as far as that goes. And then we have all of this stuff over here, and it's just the lengths of things, the different amount of splices in it. Which one? This ignition power. It's just kind of been, I don't want to say hacked. It's just stuff that has happened over the years. Because this car is, you know, it's 4 years older than I am. So it's yeah, it's lived its life. So it needs some improvement. But unfortunately, this is the very tedious stuff that happens when you dive into wiring. I did plan how to wire. I have a painless wiring kit for the fuel pump. So I did plan how I want to do that. The relay is actually going to hang out back here somewhere, probably on that post right there. And then the rest of the wire is going to go up to the front to the, it'll have a breaker, and then that'll go to the battery, and we will kind of go from there. Might try to run it on the other side of the vehicle. I just had that epiphany. I got to figure out where it's at. But yeah, we're good. I mean, the biggest project today was the AN lines. I did go out and buy hardware. This is rigid mounted now. It's got nylock nuts on it, so that's not going anywhere. See, even though I said so. But I definitely would like to, I'm going to have to go through this wiring. This is a big deal. Figure out how to get all that more concise, I guess you could say. Make it a little bit neater, at least for now. Eventually this thing's going to get my aluminum 5.3, and then this motor is probably going to go into the Nova. The Nova motor is probably going to sell. This motor's probably going to get some work, but yeah, the motor in the Nova is a really rare motor, and I don't want to mess it up. Funny enough, it comes from a Camaro, 70 Camaro. So anyway, all right, I'm done babbling. I'll give you guys an update. Looks like I will be going after some wiring tomorrow and making a plan for all of that. So we'll see y'all tomorrow. I don't know what time it is. I was going to tell you guys what time it was, but I can't find my phone. Oh well, it's probably 3 or 4 p.m. and I've been working out here since about 9 a.m. and just wiring and wiring and wiring. And the bad thing is, like, this is not final wiring. Like, I've done a lot of cleaning up. I've put some junction blocks in. This is a 12-volt fused power junction block. There's an all-time power over there. I have re-rotted that big old, that big old junction of wires there. I've kind of re-wadded it back to that. And yeah, everything's working so far, but now I started on the fuel pump wiring, and that's kind of been a little bit of a job too, because I had to take the interior of the car apart, pull all these panels off so I can get an idea where I'm going to run everything. I do like these little access panels that this Camaro has, though. This is nice and easy to wire to. By the way, do you see the original color? I do. That's definitely, car was definitely yellow at one point in time in its life. I've got New fuel pump wire ran to like a kind of a spade terminal. It's not the best in the world. It's going to work. My biggest goal here is to not start a fire. Fuse, the relay panel will be there, and then the power and is the big red wire. The yellow is going to be the ignition hot, and then it also runs to a breaker. So while I wish I had some more of my split loom and some extra time to really wire this thing up, it's still probably 75% better than it was. There was so much extra wire. I've left some things long, like the temp sensor, which doesn't look great. It's got a couple of splices in it and the oil pressure sensor, but you know, it didn't make a whole lot of sense for me to mess with those today, because eventually it's going to change when I go. This will definitely have an LS one day. So I ran new wires for the MSD, the electric fans. Check this out. Let me see if I can do this. Now that I have everything working right, I found out that the relay was bad yesterday, and I may have showed you guys that for the electric fans. And now when you hit the ignition, electric fans turn on. Do they do much? Not really. They work, I guess. We'll find out. Eventually I'm going to have to put a electric fan setup on the front, but it's a good radiator. It should be all right. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot left. I have basically header gaskets on both sides, both to the cylinder head and to the exhaust. I have to finish wiring the fuel pump, which means I got to drill a hole and get it ready for a pass-through so I can come up and over here to main terminal there and run to the battery. I've got to put the new cap and rotor on it. I've got to make 2 spark plugs, change the oil, put transmission fluid in, and we might be done. So tomorrow, this thing might be ready to fire back up and likely ready to make a little inaugural trip, maybe Monday around the block, because I don't have this thing legal yet, and I didn't want to get it legal till I had it where I wanted it. So I do like these terminals, though. I found these at O'Reilly's. They got this big bolt that goes through the back, which allows me to put a few things here and then still tighten a nut up here, which is nice. I really like that. That has worked out pretty well. Changes to, a different time of battery terminal. Yes, they're black. That's all they add. I will deal with that. It is what it is. Eventually, maybe I'll order a red one. But I also rewired the starter, and it works. I can show you all that. It's all the way done now. I've fitted the headers. And listen. So it actually sounds like a car trying to start. So that is good. I just realized that ignition hot is... it's a good ignition hot because it doesn't kill when we have the battery, but I may need to try to find a different place for the electric fans to go off of that eventually. For now, it'll be fine. But yeah, I got a lot done today. So let's come over here and let me find things that I need, like my marker. All right, what do we got? AN lines are done. Trans cooler is mounted and done. Rewired starter, done. I replaced the distributor bolt because I didn't like the 10.7/16 bolt that they had. I'd rather put a regular 9/16 bolt on it. Misc wiring, I'm going to say that's done. Fuel cap, that's down the line. I'm not even worried about that at the moment. Starter is installed for good now. Anything else? Ignition box, I didn't put it to a relay, but I did rewire it. I don't need a relay for this, so I'm closing that guy down. So now, not a whole lot left. Not a whole lot left. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone. I think we're good. All right, another day or two. This has been an awesome project. I'm really looking forward to being able to drive this thing. So, yeah, update for Friday. The bad thing is Saturday it may not have power. They are doing something in my area with the power poles, so that'll be fun. I'll see y'all later. Here we go. Oil change. Did it yesterday. Fuel pump relay installed, ready to go. Check cap and rotor. Well, I'm going to cross this one because I put a new cap and rotor on it. We will check the timing in a little while. I'm not bolting in the seat yet. The fuel cap's coming at a later time. We do have to check the trans fluid, but I have added trans fluid. So cap and rotor here. The only thing I'm worried about is I might have had the post wrong on the distributor cap. I may have labeled it wrong. I made some adjustments based off of some pictures I saw. It's either that or it turned. So we'll find out if it wants to start here in a second. So I'm going to do a quick fire up. We're not completely done yet. I still need to get these plug wires all kind of zip tied out of the way. But we're not far off from like really having it done. So let's see if it fires up. Let's go through that. I'm going to hook up the battery. It is that time. Battery's hooked up, positive is on. And I got the fuel pump relay in. I don't have the fans relay in yet. I want to reserve some of that power for starting. Let's see. I'm going to turn the ignition on. I want to make sure I don't have any fuel leaks. Seven PSI, nothing here, nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing back there. I think I got everything hooked up, so let's give it a crank. Turn off, mother. The ignition switch won't turn off, guys. I'm not sure what's up with that. But we got spark. Definitely got spark. It runs. It's not running on all 8. I'm not sure why yet. But we'll figure that part out. But it's running. But why won't the ignition switch turn back off? I don't know. This is what the inside of the car looks like. Yeah, it's one of those days. I did get it all to work again, but I'm not sure. It could be one of 3 things. It could be the ignition switch itself, which I kind of think it was, but it may have corrected itself when I tested the second time. Because there's a rod that goes all the way up. It actually connects to right here. And that's what moves up and down and hits the actual switch itself. And then it could have been this. which these steering columns are all equipped basically to have a column shift. But this car doesn't. It's got an aftermarket shifter, but even if not the aftermarket shifter, it has a what do you call it? It has a floor shifter. So I thought I moved this trying to get it to work, and it didn't work to unlock that cylinder. And then the key cylinder is right there. But I think a combination of things are bad. It definitely could have just been that little collar wasn't rotated all the way to the left. I thought I did it though, but I can't go back and do it in my head, right? So I'm gonna buy a tumbler and the ignition switch, which is up here on the top. Sorry if y'all can't hear me, I'm reaching in the car. But yeah, I'm gonna buy ignition switch, I'm gonna buy a tumbler, I'm gonna put it all back together and eliminate either of those things from being an issue again, because I really don't ever want that to be a problem again, because you never know what could happen. You know, throttles can stick things and stuff like that, and I want to be able to shut the car off. So we're going to replace all that so we know in our minds that it is good to go. So that's what happened today. Yeah, we'll get it fixed. We'll get it fixed. Brakes still are not awesome. Probably needs a master cylinder. This power steering works. Well, it's been a long 3 or 4 weeks, I should say, but it's been awesome getting to know this car. I've got to know it pretty well. I've touched a lot of the car, pulling the trans out, going through the whole wiring system on it, getting underneath the dash a lot. And it's not perfect, but I do have good news. From when we drove it yesterday to today, I retimed it, and I noticed that the timing advance is very sensitive, so it's not wanting to come back down to idle very easily. So I know how to fix that, but I did get it timed at a total of 36 degrees of timing. I think it's 12 at idle, and it runs way better. It's not super fast. It runs pretty good. I do have another intake manifold that I could put on it. That's a dual plane air gap style intake, and I may do that. And maybe a few other things, but I do have long-term plans for this car. So I am going to try to build it into a kind of an all-around car like the Corvette that I have. I do want it to handle nicely. Want it to have a lot of power. I have an aluminum 5.3 that's probably going to be going in it. And then I'll have to figure out if we're going to change this thing over to a 5-speed or put a 4L80E in it. I'm not sure yet. I kind of like the idea of an automatic in this one, and because I have so many other stick cars. I've got 3 other cars that are sticks. So, yeah, hang with us if you want to see more progression of this car. We're going to start getting back on the V10 Dodge Dakota project here probably next week. I've got some welding to do while we wait some parts and some things like that. But we do have a lot planned for this. Some aesthetic stuff is coming very soon because I do want to change the front end back to black on some of this stuff. So let me know what you think of this. I love this car. I think I'm going to call it Boomhauer because it's just kind of the era of the car. It kind of reminds me of Boomhauer from King of the Hill. It was built in that time frame when those guys were in their prime. So I don't know. Let me know if you like the name. There's a whole lot to come on this, and I'm really looking forward to it. We'll see how much gets covered on the channel here in the future. But we do have some other projects that are begging to get us back working on, so we're going to work on that. Let me know if you like the long format video. I do have a couple others in mind. I can't put these out every week, as you guys can tell, but I can put them out from time to time. So let me know if you like the format. But overall, thanks for coming along and following the journey. You can check us out on social media at the RacerX Garage, both on Instagram and Facebook. And you can also check out our merch, which is racerxgarage.com. And just, if you haven't subscribed yet, please come hang out with us. Please consider subscribing, hanging out with us, having a good time. We'd love to have you come along. We try to be as interactive as possible when we can. And you guys just mean the world to me. Thank you so much. We'll see y'all next time. Until next time, you know the deal. Y'all be good.